Hello there, I'm going to show you how to trace an image on Adobe Illustrator. You need to click on File, then New, then you will get this screen. As you can see, it is already on A3 at the moment, but by default it will be on A4. It is better to use A3 for this image. In this screen, you can also see two boxes. This lets you decide whether the picture will be landscape or portrait. For this, I'm just going to use landscape. In my opinion, you shouldn't drag the image onto Illustrator in here. There is another way of doing it. So the best way of doing it is by clicking on File and then Place. Then next you'll have to select the image that you want to use. In this particular video, you can see that the image is actually smaller than the artboard. However, some images can be even bigger than the artboard. This is different compared to what you see in Adobe Photoshop. In Photoshop, the image, if it was bigger than the canvas, would simply just be made smaller to fit on the canvas. This is weird, seeing how both Photoshop and Illustrator are both made by Adobe. Now, when you want to trace, you have to select the paintbrush tool, which is located on the tools palette on the left hand side. The current colour is black, so now I'm going to draw around the body of the dog, but I'm not going to draw around the legs in this colour. One thing which could be very helpful in doing this is zooming in on the image. Another thing to do is to take your time and don't rush it. However, don't go too slow, because if you do go slowly, you might make one small mistake and then you'll feel like you've just wasted your time. So now, let's have a look at the tracing without looking at the actual picture. Now, after seeing my tracing around the body, I'm now going to trace around two of the legs in a different colour. I've decided that I'm going to use a light blue cyan colour for this. So you need to change the colour by selecting the colour swatches in the toolbar at the top. Once again, just sketch around the bit you want to. Once again, take your time, but don't go too slowly. Another thing you can see in the bottom right is the layers being added to the layer section. This is another difference to Photoshop. In Photoshop you have to request a new layer, whereas in Illustrator you just simply add it. Final thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to select one of the layers just to show you how you can edit it in Illustrator. Once you've selected it with the normal mouse key option in the palette, you can see a box round on the side of it. This is called a border box. You will notice that there are 4 squares on each corner of the border box. This is to change the size of what you've selected. For the next bit, you have to select the white arrow, which is on the tools palette. And after you've selected the white arrow, you need to click on the line, and then you'll see what is called an anchor point. You use this anchor point to change the shape. Here is the final result of what you've done after tracing and changing the shape.